Before you do,
Yes.
the National Weather Service and the local meteorologists, all between 6 and 7 o'clock this morning, were forecasting 2 inches north of I-20, up to 2 inches north of I-20. They were saying this morning that the storm is coming, and you knew it would hit in the middle of the afternoon.
Well, I've talked to some of your meteorologists, and let me say that there were a couple who said they were disagreeing with the National Weather Service, and they were trying to get the National Weather Service to update their modeling, but it did not occur at the National Weather Service modeling quick enough for us to be able to rely on that as a change of direction.
You're not saying that you don't. You're not saying that the meteorologists were right and the National Weather Service was wrong?
I'm saying that some of the local meteorologists were more correct on their predictions that the storm center might be 50 miles north of where the National Weather Service's modeling had indicated that it would be. So I think...
Who made the decision here to let this unfold throughout the day as it unfolded?
Well, at 10 o'clock yesterday morning, we had already made the decision with regard to our state employees, and we told them, based on weather conditions, now if you need to leave, you are free to do so. Some of them did. We don't have control over what private businesses do. We don't have control over what school systems do. Those are independent calls on their part. I think what has happened, and I don't blame anyone, Mother Nature has a mind of its own, and it does what it chooses to do, and even with the best of forecasting, I don't think anyone could have totally predicted that this was going to have the magnitude within the short window of time in which it occurred. I do think that some of our local meteorologists were much more correct than the national forecasters were.
Governor, the National Weather Service, though, the National Weather Service issued a winter storm warning overnight, Monday night. So you had several hours prior to the first salt and slide went on Spaghetti Junction at about 9 a.m. You had 6 or 9 hours of lead time to that. Is the lesson here that you ought to take more advantage of that lead time if the National Weather Service issues a...
I think if you'll check what the National Weather Service did, from what I have learned in talking with some local meteorologists, is that they actually did a somewhat of a downgrade of it. The night before.
4 o'clock in the morning of the storm, they had upgraded it back all the way up to warning.
Okay. I'm not going to get into an argument about what the National Weather Service did. I want to pay tribute to the local meteorologists that I think they were more correct than the National Weather Service forecast.
Because at 2 or 3 o'clock yesterday, it had still not gotten terrible on the roads.
At 3:30 or 4 o'clock, it wasn't terrible on the roads. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it wasn't as gridlocked as it is now.